We're going to look at now how to use Google Earth to measure the square foot of somebody's yard. Here we're going to pull up a house. Let's say that we are going to put rock in that front yard there. So we need to measure it without going out there on a sunny day and taking a tape measure and then trying to figure out how do you get the area of a circle, squares, rectangles. So anyway, we've opened Google Earth. We've zoomed into wherever we want to be. If you look on the left-hand side, there is a series of things underneath the magnifying glass. We've only used the magnifying glass before to locate specific houses, but now we're going to come down to the thing that looks like a comb, but it's really a measuring stick. So we're going to click on that. That brings up a circle right in the middle of our image. Now, we are going to move the yard around to be underneath that circle. So you can see as I just move up and down, left and right, the yard is moving, the circle is staying in the same place. What we want to do to measure something, and you can both measure, a length of a trail, a length of a street, but in this case, what we want to do is also measure the square footage or square yardage we have. So we are going to come back and we're going to close on the same spot that we started. That's going to describe a shape, and then it's automatically going to calculate it for us. So we have just put the circle at where I want to start. Bottom right corner is the Add Point button. I'm going to click it. A white dot just appeared. I'm going to come over here to this corner. As you can see, that's 11.7 feet long. I'm going to add another point. I'm going to come back towards what I'm assuming is the front door. That's 21.1 feet. Add another point. Going to come over here to the beginning of that arc. Add a point. And I'm just going to take little points to get a rough approximation of that arc. I don't want to cut it off. So I'm just adding several points. They're cheap. So I think the back gate is probably about right there. Come across to the fence. We can't see everything, so we are taking some guess here. And also any square footage, you're going to have to add something to. So now we're going to run along that back gate point all the way up to the front walkway. We're going to add a point. We have another arc. We're going to add a point to kind of describe the arc. If we just did 2 points, we'd be cutting it off and it'd still be close, but we can get closer. So now we're going to come back and we're going to put the circle right on top of where we started. Notice the bottom right-hand side, it no longer says add point, it says close shape. So we're going to close the shape. I'm going to pull it up a little bit. It gives us a shaded area. Is that what we're describing? Yep. So in this case, it says it's 1,104 square feet. Each time you do it, it's going to be a little bit different depending upon where you put the points. But if you're going to buy rock or paper or something for this, you're going to add a fudge factor anyway, so always buy a little bit more. The rock, you can just make it a little bit thicker if you get extra. And the paper, if you get an extra roll, you can take it back. So now we know our total area is 1,104 square feet. If you go over there and press on that, we can now convert that to square yards, square miles, acres, or whatever we want. We're going to do square yards. So that's 123 square yards as described by this. So as you look at that, if you were going to say put rock down, I want to go back to the square foot area for that, the square feet. It's 1,104 square feet. Now, if I wanted to do a yard a foot thick of rock, that would also be 1,104 cubic feet, but we don't. We only want to go about 2 inches thick or so of rock. And it kind of depends on what your rock company says and the type of rock you're getting. So now we're going to do a little bit of math. We are going to say that's 1,104 square feet. So I'm pulling out my calculator, 1104, but we only want to go, say, 2 inches. So 2 inches is 2/12 of a foot, or 1/6 of a foot. So we're going to divide 1104 divided by 6, 1/6 of a foot. That gives us 184 cubic feet. There are 27 cubic feet in each yard. So now we will divide 184 divided by 27. That gives us about 6.8 cubic yards. If you were buying rock, as I said, you'd probably round up to 7.5, probably 7.5 to be safe, because, I can see some areas there I didn't quite get. But that's how you would measure it out. And if you have any shape, you can do the same thing. If you have a design there and you have different colored rock, as long as it's not too complicated, you could use the same method to lay out what's a square foot of each different type of rock you're laying down and get a better guess that way. So I hope that helped. Bye.